Welcome back for another episode of the 2-Minute Warning. I'm Blake Showalter.
And I'm Beto Vacadillas.
And for these episodes, it usually will be Semo Sports only, but once again, we're going to have to do a hybrid episode. Not a whole lot to talk about with Semo Sports, but we do have softball coming up. We got baseball coming up, so a lot to look forward to. But as for now, we got a hybrid episode. But as far as Semo Sports do go, we got Eastern Illinois coming up for men's basketball, man. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely a really crucial game for us. As we know, Eastern Illinois is a little bit below us, and after taking a tough loss to Moorhead on Saturday, this is going to be a really crucial game to not only bounce back in the OVC, but gain some momentum going into the future. As we know, we also have Southern Indiana on Saturday, another conference game, really important for us. So hopefully they can get a win here, rally some momentum, go on to win the OVC, and then play in March.
I think for us it's going to be a make-or-break game. And what I mean by that is that if we do lose this game, which we shouldn't, we are much better than this team. We should win this game. But if we lose this game, I think it might kill our morale. I hope it doesn't. But if we do win this game, we build confidence, we rally, and then hopefully make a strong run for the OVC title, and then possibly go to March Madness, which would be absolutely amazing. I mean, I know I'd drive down to see that.
100%. This team is full of dogs, so we're not going to count them out for anything. Even if they do lose, we'll still have faith in them, not only for the OVC, but the OVC tournament, both ways to get into March Madness. So hopefully all things pan out. We're rooting for our boys. Go Red Hawks.
Go Red Hawks, man. Then next up, we have the NFL. A lot of offseason stuff going on with these quarterbacks, man. We got Aaron Rodgers going to the darkness abyss, darkness retreat, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully he sees gangrene in there, which you're thinking he's going to see someone else, which is a little silly, but go ahead, say your point, I guess. But
100%. He's going down there. It's going to be pitch black. The only thing he's going to see is a silver lining, which is obviously the Las Vegas Raiders, home of Devontae Adams.
Yeah, no, or wears night vision goggles, which is smart because then he can see stuff, see his food, see the bathroom, all that stuff. Night vision goggles, everything's green. So New York Jets green, that is. So I think he comes out of there, vision's cleared. He's going to be a New York Jet. There's no reason to even keep on talking about this. He's going to be a Jet. That's that. So next up, we got some news coming out of the Eagles. Both of their coordinators are gone now, which is crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, wild. So I think a pretty important thing to note there is that Nick Sirianni was actually the play caller for the offense last year. And then this year, the new OC took over, and Jalen Hurts blew up. An amazing year from him. Possibly was even going to be an MVP, but Patrick Mahomes played out of his mind, as everybody knows. But, yeah, so going to be really interesting to see what that offense looks like next year. Also, you got a lot of retirees. So going to be interesting, man. Also, the defense was ranked first in the league. So it's going to be a new-look Eagles, and I don't think the look's going to be good.
Yeah, I don't think so either. These guys were the real heart and soul of the team, like you mentioned. Shane Steichen really calling all of their offense and making Jalen Hurts blow up. And, of course, now he's going to the Colts. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of impact he has on them. And largely kind of a dead franchise at this point. Can he turn Jonathan Taylor around? Are they going to get a quarterback, or are they going to keep Matt Ryan? It's going to be interesting to see, especially knowing that not only their offense was first in everything, but their defense, like you mentioned, phenomenally talented defense. 2nd sacks all time in a single season with 70 sacks. That speaks for itself. And the Arizona Cardinals are lucky to have Jonathan Gannon as their coach. So hopefully he can turn that around. I know J.J. Watt's not there, but it's going to be interesting to see what he can do with this phenomenally talented Cardinals team.
Yeah, another thing about the Colts is that a report came out of the Pat McAfee show that Jim Irsay was vocally saying in a private meeting that isn't so private anymore that he wants Bryce Young. So they had the 4th overall pick right now. Possibly might trade up to ensure they're going to get him, but they might wait, see if he falls back there. But with a new OC, I think it's going to be a great landing spot. If Bryce Young goes there, they decide to get a quarterback in free agency, that'd be interesting as well. But I guess we can only wait and see for real. But
yeah, definitely. Bryce Young, phenomenally talented, very marketable, great guy. If they don't get him, there's plenty of options in free agency. The free agency market is crazy right now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and getting back to that, we were talking about the Raiders earlier. Let's talk about Derek Carr, who was officially cut from the Raiders. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. Again, Jets are in the news with him as well. Talks of him maybe going to the Titans, also the Texans. New coach there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see where Derek Carr goes. Maybe he can not really rejuvenate his career. He wasn't really playing that bad, but maybe he can go to the playoffs. Maybe he can get a Super Bowl title. But really all the teams that are interested in him right now are not really Super Bowl caliber teams. But hopefully he gets a good landing spot. I mean, he's not going to be throwing to Devontae Adams anymore, so I don't think he's going to be playing much better.
Yeah, definitely. Derek Carr, great dude all around. I loved watching him at the Raiders. He's a great guy and just general. And so I hope he lands with a good team that appreciates him, and with a coach that can actually utilize all of his strengths. He did have the 2nd highest interception rating in the NFL this season. Yeah. That's the only downside of Derek Carr. But still, hopefully he goes to a great team. Buccaneers are in the conversation, knowing that Tom Brady retired. So there's a lot of teams looking for a quarterback right now. He'll end up somewhere. He'll get playing time. He'll be great.
And you know what? Just to finish off with Derek Carr, I think the Buccaneers is the best spot for him, to be honest. I think that'd be a great landing spot for him. But lastly, with the NFL, we have Jalen Ramsey. Some talks coming out of that. And also DeAndre Hopkins. Some talks about him maybe going to the Rams. And Jalen Ramsey possibly getting cut. So some news coming out of the Rams, man. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely an impactful trade for the Cardinals and the Rams. Jalen Ramsey, obviously one of the best safeties in the league whenever it comes to just covering and his aggressiveness and everything like that. Great talent. So hopefully if he does get cut, he ends up somewhere maybe like the Chiefs, who do need a better secondary. Can they afford him? Maybe not, but we'll see. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the most impactful players for the Cardinals. Obviously, last season with Kyler Murray not being in the greatest form, D-Hop comes in and immediately has an impact. They start winning games. He starts making plays. And so having him not on the Cardinals and at the Rams would be huge, especially knowing Matthew Stafford and his relationship with Cooper Kupp. Having another weapon there to throw to so that way maybe Kupp could be more open. DeAndre Hopkins could be more open. Trying to double team both won't happen. So it'll be an interesting trade, and hopefully it'll rejuvenize everyone's careers.
Yeah, then also Jalen Ramsey. I know some people might not agree with this, but I think that cornerbacks and safeties are very comparable to running backs as far as longevity goes. I think there gets to a point where both of those positions hit a point in their career where they just kind of not really fall off, but they don't have the same amount of production. And I think Jalen Ramsey is kind of doing the same thing. Yeah, he was on a bad team, but really didn't put the same stats he did last year. So I do find it very reasonable that the Rams might cut him. I know he's a superstar, Pro Bowler, multiple-time Pro Bowler. But I think that he's at the point in his career. I mean, you saw it with Richard Sherman. You saw it with Josh Norman. You see that they just hit a point in their career and they're never really the same. I think he might be there, to be honest.
Yeah, probably right. Knowing Jalen Ramsey this year, he didn't seem like he had the same guardness that he had, the aggression that he had. So hopefully he can go somewhere and rejuvenize his career. Maybe wearing red and gold going to the Super Bowl. I would love that, but it'll be interesting to see. Jalen Ramsey's a great guy. He'll find a great team somewhere.
Yeah, then last up today we had the Premier League. Take it away, Beto.
Yeah, huge game today in the Premier League. Manchester City versus Arsenal. Really heated going into it, a lot on the line. Neck and neck in points. If City won, they would take the lead in goal difference, but be tied on points. And so going into this game, really close all the way through, except for the last 20 minutes. City really took over. Erling Haaland, inevitable, leading in goals in the Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne just showing off as he always does. Played a fantastic game. It's going to be interesting though to see how FIFA fair play laws impact what happens with City, knowing that they are under investigation, probably going to get fined, not only fined, but maybe even have some of their trophies taken, some points deducted. Who knows? If they do end up going on a tear and going ahead of Arsenal by a lot, then who knows? Maybe City could get their points cut in half. It'll be an interesting thing to see as the league is very, very close. Manchester United only five points away, I think, in just everything. So, and right behind them, Newcastle. It's a very interesting year for Premier League soccer. A lot going on. Really exciting to be a soccer fan at this time. I'm loving it. So back to you, Blake.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should all just be thankful that in my 6U YMCA soccer game that I rolled my ankle and that ended my career. But aside from that, that all sounds great and good, Beto. But that pretty much does it for me. I have nothing else. You have anything else?
Nothing else.
Well, this has been the 2-Minute Warning. I'm Blake Showalter.
And I'm Beto Diaz.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.